questions related to policy. And so I thought I would start off and give you kind of my view as to where we are and what we're going to be accomplishing today. First of all, by way of motivation, let me give a disclaimer that I am not a climate scientist, but I am convinced by meteorologists that climate change is real, and not only that, but we are approaching having a 2% temperature rise within this century, and disasters. That is one of the things that motivates me. And the only way of averting that kind of challenge and problem is through some kind of carbon negative industry. And it has to be at an enormous scale. The Industrial Revolution to get us in this position. It will take an industrial scale carbon negative systems to get us out of it. Biochar is one of the few systems that offer that opportunity. The other systems that I'm aware of involves firing, burning of biomass, production of electricity, combined with carbon capture and sequestration. I can't. If somebody knows of other techniques that are mild, there are these mechanical trees, and there are various biological systems. How do you scale those up? So my first point here is I think that the priority would be some effective carbon change legislation. However, as we all know, just went to Congress, and that doesn't appear likely anytime soon. However, it's not all bad at this point. There are some things that are happening, and I'll point to two of them. There's several that I'll point to. One is the RFS2 fuel standard 2, which is mandating 36 billion gallons of biofuels by the year 2022, which 21 billion gallons need to be advanced biofuels, which are variously defined as having a net greenhouse gas signature of 60% below current fossil fuel. That's not carbon negative, it's a 60% improvement over where we are. That RFS2 is under attack, and I'll say more about that later, and the need to protect it if we can. The second point I'll make in line forward is that President Obama has tasked the U.S. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, issue regulations on carbon emissions coming from coal-fired power plants by 2015 under the auspices of the Clean Air Act as passed in 1970 and this amendment in 1990. The U.S. Supreme Court has held the authority of the EPA under the Clean Air Act to regulate greenhouse gas emissions. So that is stare decisis, that is settled law. There will certainly be lawsuits filed the day after the regulations are released, but they're not going to be challenged. The basic authority of the EPA to regulate greenhouse gas emissions. So I see those as potential positive movement, even with the dysfunctionality of our current political system. My advice for the biochar community right now is, quite frankly, to stay out of the climate change debate for the most part. On the sidelines, to develop the science, to develop the practice, the entrepreneurial side of biochar. The opportunity, I think, will come at some point, as we discussed earlier today, and we need to be ready to the extent that we get mixed up in the climate change debate, we won't become dragged into partisan politics, and that's a dangerous area to be in right now. Remind you what Milton Friedman said. Milton Friedman was one of the intellectual force behind the Reagan Revolution, free market laissez-faire economists. But he said something I think that's pertinent to the biochar community, and that is that our challenge, our job, is to keep good ideas alive long enough so that the political impossible becomes politically inevitable. And I think we can see biochar being one of that. In terms of things that can happen now, one area I think that's critically important is in the Farm Bill. Farm Bill is right now headed towards conference committee. We had a Farm Bill in 2008, it expired in 2012, it was renewed for 1 year. It is now expired on October 1, 2013. Nobody's paying attention to it in Washington, because they're all paying attention to the shutdown of the federal government, pending debt limit default situation. But the Farm Bill is, as the Farm Bill, towards the stability of agriculture and maintaining a stable farm policy is essential. And as it heads to the conference committee, there are some things right now that could be done. And specifically, some of the things that I would like to see would be, first of all, an enhancement of the conservation title, including EQIP, CRP, the Wetlands Reserve programs. Within those titles, as I mentioned to Senator or Congressman Laird last night or yesterday, if we could just get the word biochar inserted into EQIP, I think that would be a huge first step. In terms of CRP, we could expand that program. I think it would be great value. More importantly, I think we also need to allow conservation land on marginal lands to be partially harvested for biomass production, maybe 50-50 type of scenario. This would provide an economic incentive to take marginal lands out of row crop production and to use it for renewable energy and biochar production systems. Within the Farm Bill, farmers need some kind of a safety net. And that is now morphed since 2008 into an insurance title. And there are 3 legs of that insurance title right now. There's a yield protection component, there's a revenue protection, less market factors, and then there is a Cadillac version of revenue protection. Revenue protection clause, this Cadillac version, is a boondoggle and a disaster because it's incentivizing risk, it's incentivizing production of crops, row crops, on marginal lands where farmers basically are mining the federal government. They are able to get a successful crop, maybe 1 another 3 years. The other 2 years, they're getting profit from that program. That program has to go, in my judgment. But the other 2 pieces are essential. We do not want to undermine the agricultural safety net, because once a farmer is forced out of business due to either crop failure, climate, or market forces, it can take years for another farmer to get in a step in. It's going to have disastrous consequences on food security, fluctuating prices, and other issues. So the insurance title is an important title. The other piece of the Farm Bill involves direct payments. And those are probably going away. In part, I think that's probably a good idea. I don't see what the good is in having direct payments. However, right now, conservation compliance is tied to those direct payments. So if we eliminate the direct payments, there's no more incentive for conservation compliance. So the best way to do this would be to link conservation compliance to this insurance statement. And I think we can move forward in that regard. Now the last thing I want to talk about briefly is the energy component here. And I see what I would call the pyrolysis, bioenergy, biochar platform Certainly that is the business model of the coal planet. But behind the scenes, we have a lot of industry that are paying attention to essentially this problem. You may not be aware of it, but major oil companies, including Phillips 66, Chevron, and ExxonMobil, have research programs investigating this platform, this technology in various forms. They don't like the RFS2, but they are aware that if it continues as law, that they are going to be forced to play in that kind of market. And so they're hedging their bets by investing in research in this kind of technology. So it is imperative that we protect the RFS2 because, quite frankly, that scale of industry is what, remember, it took the Industrial Revolution and enormous industrial use of fossil fuels to get us in this position. It would take equally large industrial operations to get us out of it. Ron is telling me my time is up.
David,
Thank you.
stay right there. David, in 2009, and I know you were there in Boulder, Secretary Vilsack spoke very favorably of Biochar. Where I don't know if there are any USDA employees here because of the shutdown. Could you describe a little bit of how things work within the department of your experience? What are we missing by not having USDA employees?
Well, the USDA Agricultural Research Service, I've worked with it for 22 years, has some huge advantages and some huge disadvantages in my judgment. The big advantages is it is a nationwide organization. They can work in multiple regions, and they can have at least a semi-coordinated program. This program that was initiated has lots ongoing with common treatments in multiple states. And I think this is a real value for us. The limitations right now, USDA Agricultural Service is very poorly funded. They do not have access to competitive funding at nearly the level of opportunity that university scientists do. So many USDA ARS scientists are working with very skimpy research budgets, a couple $1,000, $10,000 a year, and that's it. They may have a technician, but they've got very little money for the research programs. The $2.8 million or whatever it is that the USDA says they're investing in research is largely based on some of the salaries of the scientists who are interested, plus the cost of the buildings that they're housed in, the electricity, the heat that feeds those buildings. So the big limitation is the USDA ARS really lacks research funds.
Actually, I have a combination comment and question. I also worked at ARS. One of the things that we were engaged on was trying to make sure that the research that was happening had a constituency across the country. And whenever I went in to talk to now recently departed Ed Niffling, who retired after serving his entire federal career at ARS, he would tell me that he could not devote any more funds to biochar because there was no real constituency that was demanding. And so from your perspective, how do we create that constituency that translates into federal investments, not only at ARS, but at NEPA and the other research agencies at USDA?
Thank you, Debbie. That is a very critical comment. The Agricultural Research Service is supposed to be functioning for the public good, but the reality is that local commodity lobbies have a huge influence on the research funding into the ARS title. So if you have a program that is supporting rice in Arkansas, rice production in Arkansas, the local rice board is lobbying Congress to get funds, and you will get money into that program. Same with corn, cotton, soybeans, and so on. Unfortunately, soil and environmental science lack that kind of constituency. And it is diffuse. It's not located in a central area. Biochar is in a similar position. The challenge I would suggest to the biochar industry, to the entrepreneurs who are here, when you go to Congress, when you go to Washington, D.C., you meet your congressman and tell them that this research title needs to be said. It's essential because that's how the funds are channeled towards commercial research. It's not channeled necessarily some broad vision of public.
David, I have a question, kind of coming from me. The question is, mostly in this room, we hear agriculture. We don't hear forestry, but forestry also goes through USDA. Is it also through
There is small forestry research over the ARS, but mostly the Forest Service has some of their own research components. I'm trying to think, is there a title? And well, there are researchers within the Forest Service, and I've met a number of them. I don't know exactly how they are funded, and I know very little about the Forest Service. Yes, there is some research.
Okay, with the next speaker,